Hi everyone. This evening I am basically doing what the title says, talking about what it's like to have autism and be a hockey fan. Well, as anyone that knows me will know that I have Asperger's, which actually I believe it wasn't on the same system until I think the late 1900s, early 2000s. But yeah, I've met quite a few people that are the exact same or on their SEN section in some way or another. Respectfully, I'm not going to name them. That's up to them, not me. I'm doing this more on me, no one else. For starters, anyone that has been to a game with me will notice that I don't really talk much when I'm watching the game. That's because the way that my mind works, it's sort of like if anyone's played any sport video games and you know where you've got the arrows on the drills to follow. So like take FIFA for example. On FIFA, whenever you do those training drills, you have the arrows that you need to follow. Mine, ever since watching the Flames training back in the 15-16 season, my mind has always pictured 3 potential routes that player can take, and 9 times out of 10 it is one of those. During the game time, it's what I would refer to as like a hyper focus. So a really intense focus, completely zoned out from like whatever's going on around me. Like if you mention my name, I will acknowledge it, but I, I, I'd say I talk during the game, but not a huge amount compared to some people. Like I like to zone out and focus on just the game, but if someone starts talking to me, I'm obviously not going to be rude about it. Hockey as well, it has helped me through a lot of difficult times. Like 3 years ago, I don't really want to go into details about what happened, but anyone that knows me will know what happened and knows what went on, which is why I've got that number 17 on the back of my Ottawa Senators jersey. You've also got like when I used to do my blogging, I always made sure that I said that if you don't like it when someone is brutally honest, please do not read it. It's not for someone that doesn't like a brutally honest person, because that's me. I'm not scared, to be brutally honest. I certainly won't back down from it. I know a lot of people also appreciate it because it like opens up their eyes a bit more. Like take when I did the talk about the tough guy role, that clip had quite a few views. It opened up a lot of people's opinions and minds on the tough guy role and the do's and the don'ts. And yeah, I guess as well, one of the Asperger's traits, so what I have is obsession, so I guess that's why I keep collecting sticks. um, I don't collect as much sticks as I once did. For me, it's more now focusing on card collecting and, well, card collecting, baseball cap collecting, and puck collecting. Like, I'm not gonna buy loads and loads of them, or well, all three of them in one go, but I will aim to get, say, one hockey cap a year or a bulk pack of cards once, I don't know, every few months or something, because I don't work at all. Anyone that has spoken to me will know why. It's all to do with the government. Like I really would work, but the government doesn't realise that not everyone likes to be able to go like straight into a full straight into a full-time work. Like I know I wouldn't cope going straight into full-time work, because actually another one of the traits, still on topic with the job stuff, is having oh routines. So like I'm used to going, say, out to watch Flames training and then doing what I want for a little bit afterwards and then heading back home. That's a routine that I'm used to. Whereas going straight into full-time work, because I've never had a paid job before, I think it would be too overwhelming for me. And like I was saying earlier, their bosses might not like people being honest, sometimes brutally honest at times. And like with, say, my blog, as much as I love doing it, I have decided to focus more on the filming side of things, just because to keep my website going, I had to start paying for it, and as I don't have a lot of money, I unfortunately couldn't keep it going. Then another obsession thing as well. I guess it would be having multiple, say, hockey teams that I like. Well, my main ones being Guildford Flames, Guildford Lightning, the ladies team, my Ottawa Senators, and New York Rangers. So really 4 teams. I've got some European teams I like the Pelicans, and I also very closely follow South Carolina Stingrays as well. They're in the ECHL, and funnily enough, I actually watched them 6 years ago from, I think it was actually yesterday, or it might have been 2 days ago. But yeah, there are like other NHL teams I've built attachments to, either because of the location or the jersey or certain players have played for them. So I'm just going to name them to you. Dallas Stars because of Jamie Benn. Florida Panthers because Miami Dolphins are my NFL team and they're in the same area or near enough. Detroit Red Wings because they won the Stanley Cup the year I was born and they wear my favourite colour, red. Winnipeg Jets because I like plane aviation, so that's stuck with me. Obviously the Calgary Flames. I don't really need to say why. Seattle Kraken, just because I love the Pacific Northwest, and their logo. And the LA Kings, and like sometimes as well, like there will be times where say if I want to speak to say a player and there's loads of people around and they're too busy talking, social anxiety would come in just because it's very busy. Like I can tolerate crowds and noise no problem at all, but it's more finding having loads and loads of people around overwhelming. Like even if it's loads of people that I know, if it is very busy, it does get overwhelming. You've also got like times, say, yeah, you've a lot you would have noticed from my past videos about about like when I um when I'm talking, like there'll be times where I'm talking really slowly, like I am now, or times where it seems like I'm talking, say, 100 miles an hour. The slow times will be like I don't know how to process the wording so it actually makes sense. Because even though I know how I want it worded, I don't know how to like say it so someone else can understand it, if that makes sense. So like sometimes it does take me a while to learn, well no, say something, and then for the 100 mile an hour talking, it's normally when I have a lot to say and I know exactly what I want to say, or I guess when I'm very excited and very happy about a very specific situation. Um, I honestly think that's it. This video was more about like raising awareness and acceptance to anyone on the autism spectrum and showing what it's like being a hockey fan's like. I also didn't mention that sometimes when I go to games both home and away, I can completely zone out, forget to look around to see if anyone's there, because I've got a routine of walking through the Spectrum entrance, going down the stairs, jumping into the queue at a good point. Sometimes I completely zone out until I get downstairs. Like, I don't mean to offend any of my friends or anyone else, but that's because it's a routine I've been used to for the last 10 seasons. If it wasn't for COVID, this would be my 12th. Oh, that's also another thing as well. Anyone with Asperger's, I don't know about any other sort of autism, but Asperger's especially, you will find that we have like a very good memory, but also sometimes selective. So, like, take for example, whenever I've sat with players upstairs, even if it's just for 2 to 3 minutes, I can literally remember exactly where we sat or where we were stood. And yeah, another situation as well, same again with the memory and all that. I also would bring the case of like the fights and stuff in. So like I've not seen loads since I've started watching, but I've seen a fair few throughout the years, and I can literally remember exactly where almost all of them happened and who fought who, and in my opinion, who won. And then one other thing I'm never gonna forget is also for anyone that's seen the Flyers Capitals line brawl that was a good few years ago, will remember when Ray Emery raced the length of the ice as soon as Tom Wilson took a run at Wayne Simmons and those two dropped the gloves, and then all you heard was the crowd go crazy and Ray Emery raced the length of the ice to fight unwilling Braden Holtby for the Washington Capitals, and then it turned into a line brawl because the other four skaters from each team all paired up, and then Ray Emery got a 2 minute for leaving the crease, 2 minute instigator, 5 minute for fighting, a 10-minute misconduct, and a game misconduct. So yeah, that is what I meant about like having a very good memory and stuff. And also the for the like the obsession things like that, I do still keep an eye on a few lower league teams, mostly Peterborough Phantoms, Berkshire Bees, Swindon Wildcats, Slough Jets, and Telford Tigers. Honestly, I don't really have much else to say for anyone who has made it right to the end of this video. I hope this helps with gaining a understanding towards autism, or at least me anyway, and the way my mind works. If you have any questions, do feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to you ASAP. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all soon.